Welcome back. Happy holidays. Merry Christmas. Mr. Hankey's joining me right behind me. You already know what's going down. It is Sunday, December 22nd, 2024. And you were watching the last One More Round live chat of the year. Merry Christmas. Happy New Year, motherfuckers. My name's Gaff. I'm the host of this here show. Every week, I come through to bring you MMA news, tips, tricks, picks, parlays, all that shit. I'm here to make you guys money. And yes, your boy is back in full effect, back to making money, back to perpetual wins, back to multiple wins, back to parlay hits. We're back, baby. We're officially back. We're back on the winning track. Thanks to everyone that showed up yesterday for the main card watch along for Usyk versus Fury 2. Please subscribe, like the channel, follow the videos, like the videos, all that shit, Scan the QR code on the left for Luke's channel, the main card minute. Scan the QR code on the right for this channel right here. Let's keep growing, people. I want to get some love from the people. I show you love. I make you money. So show me love, If you want to take these parlays that I'm making people money on, go ahead and check it out. One More Round Fights on Instagram, One More Round Fights on TikTok, One More Round Fights on YouTube. We're everywhere. Go check out the posts. We made people money. So if you just follow along, like those posts, you'll get some picks to put in your parlays, and it takes straight up, and you'll get some wins because I give out some gold on this card, some literal fucking gold. So yeah. Again, if you get any wins on this channel, please send them in. I want to show them off. I want to show you off. I want to make you the belle of the ball. So send them in to onemoreroundfights@gmail.com. That is onemoreroundfights@gmail.com. I want to see how much you won. I'm going to show you how much I won in this week's wins later. So stick around for that. That'll be later in the show. Again, shout out to our loan sponsor, W.GG. Use promo code One More Round for 10% off. That is promo code One More Round for 10% off. That is wellness products, health products, powders, tinctures, all that shit. So hit them up, W.GG. Use promo code One More Round for 10% off. No fighter spotlight this week. I was thinking about doing Lee McGregor a little early in his career for me to do it. Doesn't have any real notable wins besides this one over Isaac Lowe. I figured let me hold off, so no fighter spotlight this week. I will be coming back much stronger in 2025 with these fighter spotlights. Don't worry. We're going to be looking at a 1-to-1 ratio of live chats to fighter spotlights in 2025. I will try to feature everyone, and if I don't have somebody for that week, I will get you someone for that week. I'm going to work harder for those, I promise. So more fighter spotlights to come. Again, I'm wearing the hot boxing shirt because we had some hot boxing this weekend. Some heavyweight brawling. Mr. Hankey, my co-host today, you see him over my left shoulder. And without further ado, let's get into it, baby. Usyk is a beast. Oleksandr Usyk defeats Tyson Fury in the rematch by unanimous decision. Shout out to the Mall Kings live chat. I gave you guys free gold in there. If you didn't tail, you're stupid. And I hope you watched this. If you did tail, shout out to Tristan. You're welcome. You made yourself some money. But anyways, unanimous decision. Oleksandr Usyk beats Tyson Fury. Tyson Fury coming out in the Santa Claus getup, full red and white robe, beard to boot. Didn't get it white, though, but he did bring out the big beard for this fight. And Usyk coming out in the swaggy purple and green shorts like we like to support, because purple and green always over here. You know what we like to do with the main card minute and One More Round fights. Okay? You saw how we started off the show. But yeah, shout out to Usyk, the Ukrainians coming out with big wins on Saturday afternoon. Usyk using his boxing, using his striking, using his ring generalship, using his speed, using his ability to get in and out, using his body shots, pounding on Fury's tummy, pounding on that Santa Claus tummy, just making it jiggle all throughout the fight, just landing big hook after big hook. Tyson Fury, even though being the much bigger fighter, much longer fighter, unable to use that length because of the speed of Oleksandr Usyk. By the time that Tyson Fury would try to land a jab or a hook, Usyk would land 2 body punches and get out of the way. The speed was just too much, proving that around that 226-pound limit for Oleksandr Usyk is his optimal weight to operate. He can be quick, he can be strong, he can be powerful, he can get out of the way of punches, he can land big shots. He can do everything. We are talking about a possible all-time great right here, guys. If we look at this record and what he's done, unified and undisputed at cruiserweight, unified and undisputed at heavyweight, beating all-time greats like Tyson Fury, beating well-known fighters like Daniel Dubois, well-known champions like Daniel Dubois, Anthony Joshua, Derek Chisora, Tony Bellew. All he's missing is a big fight with Deontay Wilder and Andy Ruiz, and then he's completed the Thanos glove, y'all. That'll be it. That'll be it. He's got 3 jewels already. He's got Joshua Dubois and he's got Fury. All he needs is a little Deontay Wilder, a little Andy Ruiz, maybe Zhilei Zhang. And this guy has completed his Thanos glove. Again, we always got to go back to the Thanos glove. I'm telling you guys, we always got to go back to it. It's crazy. It's crazy what some of these guys are doing in boxing and MMA. To be able to beat these guys and beat them by split the first time and then make it convincing the second time. Now, he gave up a couple rounds early because he had to figure out his range. He had to figure out what Tyson Fury had changed in his game plan. And then he wanted to implement his game. He wanted to use that body punching this time. He wanted to land big straights up top. He wanted to land punches, get in, and then get out without getting hit. He wanted to make it convincing that he was the better heavyweight and that he's undisputed for a reason. It was no fluke in that first fight. Oleksandr Usyk is your undisputed heavyweight champion. This man now has the WBA. Well, this man retains the WBA Super, WBC, WBO, IBO, and the ring heavyweight titles. He is him. Oleksandr Usyk is your him. The Ukrainian heavyweight king reigns supreme in Riyadh, Saudi Arabia. Oleksandr Usyk facing off with Daniel Dubois after the fight in the middle of the ring. Daniel Dubois saying, I finished you in that first fight. That was a body shot. I put you down. Okay? I should have won. You should have a 1 on your record, not a 0. And Usyk, being the man that he is and having won that fight, according to the judges. Sorry, by KO in round 9. Usyk says, I don't like the way this motherfucker talking to me. Give him the rematch. I'm about to whoop his ass. And respect to Usyk for handling his business as such. He said, he turned over to Sheik. He's like, sign that shit, bro. He turned over to him. He said, sign that shit. I don't like the way he's talking. Okay, I'm gonna have to teach this guy a lesson. Okay, I'm undefeated and undisputed for a reason. So I'm excited to see that fight. I'm excited. We'll talk about that more in topic 2. But this Usyk Fury rematch left all the questions we had from the first fight answered. Now, the only question that we won't have answered is, was it too soon? But we also have to take into account that Tyson Fury is not getting any younger. Okay? At 36 years of age, and an old 36 too, by the way, because we got to factor in the drug problems, the drinking problems. We got to factor in the time off, the excessive eating. We got to factor in all that. So 36 on Tyson Fury is more like a 41, for being honest. So we got to factor in all that. So if he did wait longer, would it have looked worse for him? We don't know. But Oleksandr Usyk, yeah, at the tender age of 37, somehow older, but not actually being older, in fact, looking or feeling older, we should say, is an all-time great. Olympic gold medalist, Olympic silver medalist, Olympic bronze medalist. Sorry, just Olympic gold medalist, World Championship gold medalist, European Championship gold and bronze medalist, World Cup silver medalist, undisputed heavyweight champion Oleksandr Usyk proves that he is the better man of the two. He is your heavyweight champion. Tyson Fury does not deserve a trilogy fight, unfortunately for us. Tyson Fury did show some good things in the fight, though. Early in the fight, he did show that he was willing to come forward. He did show that he was willing to land big shots and stand in the pocket. But as the fight wore on, he just proved that he was more tired and he was less willing to stay in that pocket, because when he was staying in that pocket, Usyk would make him eat a big left, and then as he was retreating, make him eat a big body shot and then another big body shot, and then sometimes another jab on the way out, just for good measure. So honestly, he was landing about 4 punches to Fury's maybe 2, because a lot of the punches that Fury would land were glancing or they would just miss. So it was a tough fight for Fury. Usyk just started running away with it by round 6 or 7. He was just running away with it. The early rounds definitely went to Fury. I would say probably 2, 4, 5, maybe 6 went to Fury. All the rest went to Usyk. But it was a good fight. It was a good scrap. Nobody went down. There were no knockdowns in this fight. No knockdowns in this fight. I really wanted there to be so, because I had a lot of my bets having knockdowns in this fight, but there were none. There were none. Nobody touched canvas. Not so much as a count. So yeah, it was a good fight, though. It was a good heavyweight fight. And we have some good setups for our next fights. So let's move on to our next topic. What's next for Usyk and Fury? Now, as we said earlier, Daniel Dubois enters the ring. Usyk defends his undisputed. Usyk dominates in defending his undisputed titles at heavyweight against an all-time great in Tyson Fury. And none other than Daniel Dubois steps into the ring and steps to Oleksandr Usyk. Daniel Dubois steps in that ring after a marvelous win like that and starts talking crap. He says, Oleksandr Usyk didn't beat me in our fight. I dropped him with a body shot, and he said it was a low blow. I should have won that fight. I should have taken his O. He should be 22-1. And naturally, Oleksandr Usyk looks at him, says, this motherfucker's talking shit. Okay. He turns to Turki Al-Sheikh. He says, book it. I'm about to teach this asshole a lesson. He wants to talk shit. He didn't like that 9th round knockout. He didn't like that. We're gonna do it earlier this time. I hope that's the energy that Oleksandr Usyk's coming with, because the way he turned, the way his face looked, and the way he turned to the Sheik, it looked like he wanted all the smoke. And that would be a fantastic rematch. It was a fun fight the first time. It'll be a fun fight again. So Oleksandr Usyk versus Daniel Dubois for the second time will be next. Now, 2025 is going to be fun. I hope they save that for summertime. I really do. I hope we're not marching Usyk out too often. He's been fighting at a one-time-a-year pace up until now. This is his first time in the last 5 years that he's fought 2 times in a year. So we gotta put some respect on him for that. So let's say August. Let's say August 2025. Oleksandr Usyk versus Daniel Dubois 2. Now let's do it in his backyard. No, we have to do it in Saudi Arabia. We gotta do it. He just turned to Turkey. You can't dangle that fight in front of his face and be like, "Nah, we're not gonna do it." They're gonna do it. They're gonna do it in Saudi Arabia. So yeah, maybe May or June, possibly. I feel like August would be too late for that. It's possible, but yeah, I think May or June. Now, Tyson Fury. We need to talk seriously about the end of his career here, because let's call it 3 straight losses, because that Francis Ngannou split decision was essentially a loss. You went to a split decision with an MMA fighter. So, albeit it was a 10-round fight, he hasn't looked good in his last 3. Losing to Usyk twice, split decision win over Ngannou in which he got knocked down. Before that was looking like a world beater, beating Derek Chisora, Dillian White, Deontay Wilder twice, Otto Wallin, Tom Schwarz, Deontay Wilder the first time in a draw, Vladimir Klitschko, Derek Chisora the first time. He was beating all these fighters. And as we know in combat sports, Father Time, that motherfucker's undefeated. And it looks like he's come for Tyson Fury. Now we gotta think, is Tyson Fury the type of guy to walk away now? Or is he the type of guy to take a fun fight? Because if he's the type of guy to take a fun fight, Francis Ngannou was in the stadium. He'd like to try to get a win in boxing after taking 2 straight L's. And he probably thinks he could beat Fury now, especially after watching that performance. Deontay Wilder might want to get a win back. He's in the shadows. Anthony Joshua might want to prove who's the best in England. There's that fight. Zhilei Zhang and Andy Ruiz are fresh matchups. There are a lot of doors that Tyson Fury can knock on. But if I'm being honest with you, I think retirement is the door that he should open. Now, he had a fantastic career, and every boxer wants to end their career on a win. Every fighter wants to end their career on a win. But this is heavyweight. And there's only killers in front of him. Only killers left. And he spent basically his entire time since last camp up until now away from his family, not even talking to his wife Paris or his kids or any of that, and then losing the fight. You got to think, is it worth it anymore for Tyson Fury? Coming out to Mariah Carey, All I Want for Christmas Is You. All he wants is to be home at this point with his family. He better be for Christmas. Coming out to Mariah Carey and turning into Biggie. Nasty work. But yeah. So those are the only options I see for those guys. I see Usyk Dubois 2. I see Fury retirement. If not a Fury retirement, one last fun fight. And it should be a money fight. So I say Ngannou. I say Jake Paul even. I say something like that. If you're going to do one last fight, I say go the Floyd route, because I don't want to see you take on any more killers. There was a couple of times that Usyk popped his head back where I thought he was going to have to take a knee or he was going to go down. And at 36, basically 41, I don't want to see Fury take a lot of shots like that anymore. But if he wants to still fight and he's still got that fire, like his pops, shit, I'd love to see him in a few fights. So maybe he's got to fix something mentally, fix something game plan wise, or whatever it's got to be for him to come back stronger. But yeah, those are the options I see for both of these guys. Now let's go over the rest of the card. Yeah. The rest of the card, baby. It was a fun day, was it not? I had a great time. Bets was hitting. I only got one parlay wrong. And it's because I went with a Lee McGregor KO. But let's start top to bottom. Heavyweight. Moses Itauma defeats Demsey McKean, TKO, 1 minute and 57 seconds of round one. Go back and watch the KO. Moses Itauma got some freaking bombs. My man Demsey McKean, shout out to the Aussies. Sorry, Luke. They took a hellacious L. Demsey McKean taking a big punch right to the face. Turns his head around, drops him, manages to beat the count and get up, right? Wrong. Gets back up, boom, gets knocked down again. Knocked down so bad that his leg gets bent behind him. Yeah, I'm talking fucking like what's his name? What oh man, Croatian, drawing a blank. Gabriel Gonzaga knocked him out. Oh. Wait, I got it. Hold on. Mirko Krokop. It's like the Gabriel Gonzaga Mirko Krokop knockout where he fell and the knee bent behind him and then he just kind of stood there on it for a little bit and then slowly got up. That knee is wrecked. That MCL, PCL, ACL, cooked, my boy. Go get that checked. That thing was cooked. Nah, it wasn't Stipe. Stipe was a close one, though. Stipe was a close one with the Ngannou one. Yeah, Krokop. Crap. Yeah. But shout out to Dave Sandine in the chat. But yeah, bent his knee behind him. Ref had no choice but to stop it. He was like, he was about to let him get up for another count, and then he was like, "Oh, is that your knee? Oh, nah, yeah, it's over." Moses Itauma round one. What a win at heavyweight. What a big win at heavyweight. Love to see him in some fun fights. He's a little young. I think that was his 11th win, maybe 12th. So don't rush him too quick. You know, give him a couple other guys. Maybe a Richard Torres fight, something like that, to see who's the best hard-hitting prospect out there. If he could find his way over the top rank. Plenty of options out there. Plenty of young heavyweights ready to fight. Shout out to my boy. Damn, why can't I remember his name right now? It's like a Q. Or like Dominique. Well, can't remember. If I remember later, I'll throw it in there. But yeah, plenty of fun fights out there for him. Let's move down on the card. Okay. Super welterweight. Sergey Bohacek defeats Ishmael Davis, TKO, corner stoppage, 3 minutes of round 6. By the skin of our teeth, we hit that. If you took that bet from me, Sergey Bohacek, rounds 1 through 6, You're welcome. We barely got it in there, though. It was close. Ishmael Davis, short notice fight, came in trying to do what he could. First 6 rounds weren't going his way. It was looking like Bohacik was going to get a KO on him because he knocked him down in round 2 or 3, I believe, with a very short left hook. And if another one of those landed, Ishmael was going to sleep. And that's not good for a fighter early in his career. He just came off a loss. And to take this fight and to get another loss, you don't want it to be a terrible KO, too. That's something that could end your career. So smart on his corner, smart on him, getting out of there at the end of round 6, living to fight another day. Serhey Bohacik, another Ukrainian on the card, getting a huge win. He was originally supposed to fight Ishmael Madrimov on this card. Got a different Ishmael in the end, but it ended up getting the win. Maybe they'll set up that fight in the future. I hope they do. Ishmael had to pull out, so Ishmael number 2 steps in, takes the beating, and maybe we get that fight next. At heavyweight, Johnny Fisher nearly loses everyone's money, but defeats David Allen via split decision. 95-94, 96-93, 94-95. Johnny Fisher. Everybody thought this guy was going to get the KO. Everybody and their mother. Minus 1,600 favorite. Minus Johnny Fisher by KO is minus 350 on the books. And he damn near lost this fight to Dave Allen. Dave Allen might have got robbed. We might be on robbery alert here, people. Dave Allen was putting them 2 hands on Johnny Fisher like he was. I thought the graphics were switched. I was like, is that Johnny Fisher in the blue shorts? Who's this guy in the black and the tan shorts? I thought that was Dave Allen because Dave Allen was putting hands on Johnny Fisher, man. I don't know how Johnny Fisher managed to pull out the win in the split decision. Maybe he won a lot of those earlier rounds, but honestly, I didn't see him winning a lot of those rounds. I saw Dave Allen just running away with this fight. I'm very surprised that Johnny Fisher won this fight, if I'm being honest with you guys. But yeah, Johnny Fisher KO was in my parlay. It died. I had to buy back in. You'll see it later in this week's wins. Moving down, my man, featherweight, Lee McGregor. I thought it was bantamweight. It was featherweight. Featherweight, Lee McGregor defeats Isaac Lowe via unanimous decision, 96-92, 97-91, 97-91. Is that right? Was that featherweight? I could have sworn that was what bantamweight. Yeah, that was featherweight. Yep, it was featherweight. Dillian Moore, he was due for real. I think robbery may have occurred. Yep, I'm telling you, robbery may have occurred in that Dave Allen and Joshua. What the fuck is his name? Josh Fisher. Johnny Fisher. Yeah, might have been a robbery. But yeah, Lee McGregor defeats Isaac Lowe. Isaac Lowe training with Tyson Fury family. It's the reason he got this placement on the card. Only 8 KOs to his name. He had a lot of wins, though. I think it was like 22 wins. But Lee McGregor runs away with this fight. Lightning Lee McGregor gets the big win. Adds another title to his mantle. Not only a European bantamweight champion, not only an IBO super bantamweight champion, now a WBC international featherweight champion. Lightning Lee McGregor runs away with this win, styling all over Isaac Lowe. Landing punches, showboating a little bit, knocking his mouthpiece out 10 to 15 times. I mean, at least half of those, Isaac just spit it out, and I'm so surprised the point wasn't taken. But it doesn't matter because it was going to be a unanimous decision win for Lee McGregor either way. So it didn't even matter if he took a point. Isaac Lowe needed the finish. I had him winning maybe 2 rounds, probably only 1. Yeah, it wasn't great. Super featherweight, Peter McGrail defeats Reese Edwards via unanimous decision, 96-95, 96-94, 96-94. Light heavyweight, Daniel Lappin defeats Dylan Colin via unanimous decision 100-90, 99-91, 99-91. At heavyweight, Andre Nowitzki defeats Edgar Ramirez via unanimous decision 100-90, 100-90, 98-92. And the first fight to open up the card was a super featherweight fight, Muhammad Alakal versus Joshua Ocampo via unanimous decision. It was 60-53 across the board for Muhammad Alakal. And that was the Usyk versus Fury 2 card. That was boxing over the weekend, man. It was a premier card. I was very happy with the card. I watched it probably from the third fight on and was not disappointed. I got a bunch of finishes. I got some cool looking finishes. I got some great heavyweight boxing. I got a heavyweight finish. I got a heavyweight technical fight out of it. I got a star on the rise out of it. I got a fraud check out of it. And I got a signature knockout out of it with a smart corner move by the stoppage on Ishmael Davis. And I got to call a fight round right. So it was a huge win. It was a huge win. Very nice win. Glad we got a great boxing card to end the year. Sorry about that. And yeah, that was the card. Now let's talk about some other boxing. Other boxing coming up. I got to give you guys the upcoming schedule. Keep you guys updated. I should give you guys the MMA schedule coming up, but you know, everybody got UFC circled on their radar. So I don't think anybody's worried about that. Everybody knows what date. Everybody knows. Okay. January 11th. 111. 111. Coming back during Rebus. Okay. Everybody know what a card to start the year. What a card to start the year. Other boxing notables. Here's the schedule coming up, guys. We'll call it a boxing card. December 30th, since we're talking MMA, in Tokyo, RIZIN 49 on the Famio YouTube channel. You should know that Ryan Garcia has pulled out of his fight against Rukia Ampo. He has pulled out of the fight. He will no longer be on this RIZIN card. But still on the card, we have Kermel Moton versus Albert Pagara, 8 rounds, junior welterweight. And Amado Vargas taking on Sean Garcia, 8 rounds at welterweight. So don't forget, we still got some boxing on that card. RIZIN 49 coming up. Still check it out December 30th for us, December 31st for people in Tokyo. We also have December 31st in Tokyo, a title fight between Fernando Martinez and Kazuto Ioka. 12 rounds for Martinez's WBA junior bantamweight title. I'm not talking about the rest of the RIZIN card because I will later. January 8th in Queensland, Australia, we have a title fight. Jai Opatai versus David Nagia. 12 rounds for Opatai's IBF cruiserweight title. Shout out to the Aussies. Shout out to Luke. Also on the card, Justice Hooney versus Sean Podgater. 10 rounds at heavyweight. And then January 24th, it was December 24th. It was Naoya Inoue versus Sam Goodman. 12 rounds for Inoue's undisputed junior featherweight championship. But some things had to get moved around, so we're pushing it back a month. 1 month. So the fight was December 24th. It is now January 24th. For anyone that was excited for Christmas Eve boxing event, it is now off. It is now in January on the very same day. And that's it for my other boxing notables. It's now time for our favorite segment of the week. Yes. We are back in business, y'all. A legit one. Not none of that skimpy shit we've been dropping off for the last 4 weeks. We got that good now. We rolling fatties now, baby. It's this week's wins. It's this week's wins, baby. That's why I got my hot boxing hoodie on. Some boxing, rolling fatties. I got Mr. Hanky behind me. Wanna get high? Yeah, that's right. You know what time it is. You know what time it is. I got my Christmas hat on. We festive as fuck. Okay? Let's get into it. Without further ado. Now, we had to get capital to start Saturday right, you know? So I had to look no further than some Friday NBA. I was like, yo, Friday NBA, get me right. Get me right. I need some money. I need to start off hot. I need some capital so I could put a lot of bets out on this heavyweight fight on Saturday. Show me what you got, little mama. Show me what you got, Shawty. Yeah. Vasile Micic. We had a night where LaMelo Ball was out, so many points had to be spread around. I'm like, Micic grabbing them points. European GOAT grabbing them points. Also, can't trust Joel Embiid. Can't trust Paul George. So I'm like, Kelly Oubre, go get me 15. My man does it at a plus 616 right there, baby. Then we got Giannis. I had to throw in some sure things, so I went Giannis 30 and 10. Easy. Against the Cavs, who else is he going to use? All he's got is Dame. It's Batman and Robin over there. And then we got Bam Adebayo against the Thunder. They only got one big man. It's Isaiah Hartenstein, and Adebayo owns him. He never scores 10 on Adebayo. So I'm like, Adebayo, 10 and 8, easy. Done. $25 into 400. We got capital for the heavyweight fight, y'all. Boom. We ready to go. Thank you to those gentlemen for cashing my bets. And then we moved on to boxing. And I gave you guys these picks. I gave you guys these bets on last week's episode. Okay? Last week's. So I hope you tailed. And if you didn't, you're stupid. But anyways, Lightning Lee McGregor, baby. Lightning Lee. Was I calling him Murray earlier? Lightning Lee McGregor, baby. Lightning Lee McGregor. Yes. Let's go. Took him by decision. I know I had TKO in the parlay, so I had to hedge somehow. Took him by decision. More than doubled the money easily. And you already know, guys, that if I did it on one fucking app, I'm going to do it on the other. I'm going to do it on the other. Had to double up. That's right. 100 to bring back 250. Let's go. Easy cash on my boy Lee McGregor. And you know I got to take a money line too. If they got him that close, if there's a minus and a 1, I might have to take that shit, man. And I did. Lee McGregor, 100 to bring back another 50. Let's go. And you know if I did it on this app, I did it on this app, baby. Did it on both, baby. Let's go. Let's go. What a start, right? Lee McGregor starting off the night right. He's in the parlay, the one more round parlay. Shout out if you tail the one more round parlay. You're welcome. But not only did Lee McGregor make me a ton of cash, he cashed the first leg, making it easy because all I had left was Bohajczyk and Oleksandr Usyk. We know how that ended. And then, Fisher, we all thought he was going to get the KO. I had him in a different parlay. He tanked it. So I also had to hedge midway through the fight. I was like, yo, this is probably going to go to decision. And they still got it at plus money. And it's pretty hefty. So I'm going to throw a little 5 on it. And I did. I threw 5 at plus 500. Turned out $30 real quick. Got the money back on the parlay I put with Fisher. And then some. So I was happy. And yes, I did it on both apps. Yeah. Turned back even more on FanDuel. Plus 550. Yeah. It was a beautiful little Saturday. It was a beautiful little Saturday. I must admit. It was gorgeous. It was gorgeous. You know? Nice little Saturday at home. Food, bets, water, friends. It was a good time. It was a good time to be alive. And then I got to ride that wave right into Bohajczyk, where I successfully called a 1-6. Now I wish I put way more on it, and I didn't because I already had him in a parlay. So I was like, I'm not going crazy on this, but I did want to sprinkle. So I did. I sprinkled. I threw Bohajczyk in there. little $5, bring back 15, something light. And I did it on both apps. Both apps, a little more on FanDuel because they were giving me better odds. So I was like, why not? Plus 220. Bohacek 1-6. Should have thrown way more. Lessons learned for next time. When I have a feeling, when I got a hunch and I do the research, go in. You lost the last 4 weeks going in. Might as well win going in too, right? Damn. Oh well, we left some money on the table. But Moses Atomic pulled up, you know. He got the TKO win. More to come on that a little later. But yeah, as you know, Lightning Lee McGregor, Suri Bohacek, Oleksandr Usyk. That was the one more round parlay. And yes, bitch. Yes, bitch. It fucking cashed. That's right. I wanted to put 100 on it. I decided to play a little safe after the last 3 weeks. So I went with 80 instead. But it cashed. Brought back nearly 250, you know? Some light. And you already know if I did it on this app, I did it on this app. I initially put it in just to make the graphic. I forgot I did that. And then I put it in again. So yeah. A little 85 to bring back a little 250 action. Love that. Absolutely love that. Let's go. Let's go, baby. I needed that. I needed to end the year nicely, man. I needed to end the year nicely. That was like 500 off the one more round parlay. Oh, you thought I was done? You thought I was done? No. No, you know I had to put that Bohacek 1-6 in a parlay with a couple things. You know I had to do that shit. You know I had to do that shit. And you know I did it nicely too. You know I tucked it in there and real nice. Real nice. First on DraftKings. Did a little 20 spot. That Bohacek 1-6 with a Moses Itauma KO minus 330. And then you know I had to match that 1-6 on Usyk, but I had to hedge with a little decision. So 1-6 or decision at plus 130. Turned back nearly 200 on that. Almost 10 times my money. Almost 10 times. Almost 10 times, guys. And then I got a little sick with it. I did. I went a little sicko mode. And I was like, you know what? I dropped in the chat. Shout out to the Mall Kings. I dropped in the chat that it would be unanimous. It would be a Usyk unanimous decision. I gotta stand on business. I had to, so I threw it in a parlay, and I did a 20 spot. Bohacek 1-6, Moses TKO KO, and Usyk unanimous. Shout out to Tristan. Shout out to the Mall Kings chat. Shout out to turning $20 into 300. Shout out to my genius picks on the last boxing pick of the year to really turn that luck around. Yeah. It was a crazy Saturday. It was $1,000 Saturday. It was $1,000 Saturday, y'all. It was. Shout out to Dave. Great job, guy. Thank you, brother. Thank you. Thank you. You know, I had to do it. I had to do it for my people. I said I couldn't let you down one more time to end the year. I had to do it. I had to put the team on my back. And we fucking did it. Now, it was about to be an amazing Saturday into an even more amazing Sunday because before I put all my boxing bets in, I put this one football bet in. If you guys were on the main card minute, you know what I'm talking about. I told you guys I have a black quarterbacks parlay, a bunch of 200 yards with a touchdown and some people to receive and shit. Well, I put that parlay in and it was looking golden. It was looking like I was about to bring back another fat sack of cash. And look at what happened, y'all. Lamar Jackson ended up getting that 200, and Pat Frymouth ended up getting that reception. But Rashad Bateman did not get the second catch. That would have turned $25 into 1,000, into near 1,000. It was like 934, whatever it was. But look at it again. Look at all those. Look at all those. And all I needed, that was the Saturday football parlay. And all I needed was Rashad Bateman to get one more reception for 934.80. And the motherfucker didn't do it. But he got a touchdown. His one catch of the day was a fucking touchdown. But no, he couldn't come back and get one more catch that whole game. So Rashad Bateman, you're something else, my friend. You're something else. But yeah, though we get a little stinger at the end, though there's a little stinger at the end. That was this week's wins, baby. See you guys for more wins in 2025 because this is the last this week's wins of 2024. Thank you guys for watching. Now moving on. Speaking of wins, we got one more card left this year. One more card, guys. One more card left. And it's RIZIN 49. If you can bet it, I would if I were you. I'm giving you gold here. If you can bet it, do it. We got picks on RIZIN 49. Picks, baby. Picks on RIZIN 49. What you got for me? What I got for you? Kermel Moton. Kyoji Horiguchi. Roberto de Souza. Kleber Koik Herbst. Those are my four. Those are my four. That should be a nice little parlay. I'll try to find the odds for you guys if I can later in the week. I'll try to put out a graphic at some point before the fight. If I can. If I can't, I'm sorry. But you're gonna have to ride this storm out alone. But let's take a look at the card. Let's take a look at the card, top to bottom. Top to bottom. We gotta do it. It's only right. It's only right. So it starts off with Chichiro Suzuki, the champ, taking on Kleber Koik Herbst. Kleber, the challenger after being the champ in the past. He was the champ, took a non-title bout against Patricio Pitbull, then took on Chichiro, but he missed weight in the fight and was stripped. It was originally a submission win for Herbst, but overturned because he missed weight. So it was a no contest. So that's why I'm picking Herbst in this fight, because he already beat this guy by sub. Okay. And then hasn't been back to the title since. He lost to Masanori Kanehara, then beat Yutaka Saito and beat Juan Archuleta and submitted Juan Archuleta in round 1. So, yeah, he's been looking good. I think he can win again. He's been submitting guys, sticking to his craft, and I think he should do that again in a guy he already beat. As long as he doesn't miss weight, he should be fine. Roberto de Souza taking on Vugar Karamov. He could always get wrestled. It's jiu-jitsu versus wrestling. So that's a scary fight. If you want to leave that out of the parlay, I don't blame you. But definitely take Kyoji Horiguchi versus Namazulo Zulu. Definitely take Horiguchi. Trains with Pantoja. Cut from the same cloth. Very much a very good fighter. I wouldn't put money against that guy ever. You already know we always go with Kermel Moton. I don't care who he's going against. Maybe Jose Torres, if you guys are feeling a little Jose Torres action. It's Jose Shorty Torres. So if you're feeling it, he is coming off a 2-fight losing skid to the same guy in Kosi and Bele in December of last year and May of this year. TKO by retirement the first time and then unanimous decision the second time. He has lost and braved the last 2 times, unfortunately, but this time he's taking on Makoto Shinryu. So we'll see what happens there. But yeah, Kermel Moton all day. Kermel Moton, baby. You already know what's going on. And I'm not going to go down the whole rest of the card. I'm not going to waste your guys' time. Just got a little time left in this episode, I guess, if you want to call it. So, yeah. I already gave you guys the picks. Go take them. Go bet them. You already know what's good. I might be doing a RIZIN watch along. Keep a lookout for a combat companion for RIZIN 49. It's going to be an overnight combat companion. I got to see if I end up doing it. It's going to be tough to, depending on where they put the Moten fight, where they put the Jose Shorty Torres fight in relation to the rest of the card. But I may end up doing like the last 6 fights or so. So hopefully they move a bunch of those fights up and they don't start the card, because then I may end up doing like a broken up, like early combat companion and then a late combat companion, because I'm not doing every fight. There's no way I'm doing every fight. So we'll see what happens. But keep an eye out for that. And then I wanted to do one more thing before we end of the year. And maybe this will be participational if you guys in the chat want to add anything to talk about. But I wanted to see of any fights that we hope for in 2025. Now, for boxing, I already mentioned I want to see Ryan Garcia. Well, I already mentioned I want to see Usyk and Daniel Dubois. That better happen. But I also want to see Ryan Garcia versus Gervonta Davis Part 2. I'd love to see that in 2025 for boxing. Also in 2025, I want to see Terrence Crawford fight. I want to see Terrence Crawford fight in 2025. I don't care who. I really don't. I don't care if it's the mailman. I don't care if it's one of his cousins. I don't care. But a fight against Israel Madrimov is not what I wanted to see in 2024. I want to see a real legit fight for Terrence Crawford. A big money fight for Terrence Crawford. I don't care if it's a Charlo. I don't care if it's Canelo. I don't care if it's anybody. I don't care if it's Regis Prograis. I don't care who it is. I just want a money fight for Terrence Crawford in 2025. Who else? I want Inoue to get a money fight in 2025. Who's Sam Goodman? I want a money fight for Inoue in 2025. I don't care who it is. I don't care if it has to be Jose Valenzuela. No offense to Jose. I want a good fight for Inoue up in weight in 2025. What else? Am I missing anybody? Maybe Benavidez Canelo. Can we get that in 2025? I'd love to see that. Now on to MMA. Oh, I like this. Dave says Hamzat versus Poatan, because why not? I'd love to see that fight in 2025. I've been hearing rumors about that at 205. Hearing rumors. I'm just saying. I'm not saying there's any truth to it. I'm just saying I'm hearing rumors of that at 205. Canelo versus Benavidez, or whoever he's been ducking. Yeah. Canelo versus Benavidez. Yep. That's exactly what I'd like to see next. Nate versus someone fun back in the UFC. I say Nate Connor. If Connor's coming back, we've wasted so much time. I don't want to see him versus Chandler. I want to see Connor versus Nate on the comeback. That's what I'd like to see. That's a fight I'd love to see in 2025. Another fight I'd love to see in 2025, Leon Edwards versus Jorge Masvidal. We've been itching for that fight for like 6 years now. Can we finally get that fight? We've had that footage of them fighting backstage, him getting the cut, the 3-piece in the soda, all that fun stuff. Can we finally get that fight? I would love that for that to be his comeback fight. That would be the perfect comeback fight for both of them in England, because that's where he disrespected him, supposedly. So that would be great to see. I'd love to see that fight. What else? Jones Aspinall for 2025. I'd love to see that in 2025. I hope we get that in 2025. I hope we don't get a retirement. That would fucking suck. Anything at welterweight I'd like to see? I'd like to see Buck versus Cuck in 2025. I'd like to see Ian Gary versus Joaquin Buckley. I'd like to see Kamaru Usman fight at welterweight in 2025. I'd like to see that. I'd like to see Conor McGregor come back in 2025. Healthy, without scandal. You know, seems like he's running into the same problems as friend Jones was a few years ago. So maybe he can get over that hump and come back strong like Jones did. Hopefully. I'd love to see that. I'd love to see Dustin Poirier take on Justin Gaethje in a trilogy. I'd love to see that. I'd love to see Tony Ferguson get a win in 2025. I'd love to see that. I'd take Tony Ferguson versus Jim Miller at this point. I'd take Tony Ferguson versus Michael Johnson. Oh, man, that's a great fight. Did I just make an amazing fight? Tony Ferguson versus Michael Johnson? That's a sick fight. That's a rematch. Wait, didn't he lose to Michael Johnson? He could get a win? Oh my God, did I just make a perfect fight? Dude, tell me I just made a perfect fight. Fuck yeah, I just made a perfect fight. Tony Ferguson versus Michael Johnson. I need that in 2025. Dana, everybody spread this shit around. I need that. Tony could get that win back. That would be the way to end his story, bro. That would be the way to end his story. His first loss in the UFC, to avenge that in his last fight. Oh, fucking make that for me, please. Oh, I want that. I want that so bad. Tony Ferguson, Michael Johnson. Give me that in 2025. If there's anything I want on my wish list for 2025, I know it's a weird fucking fight to want on your wish list for 2025. Give me that. Give me that. It's low stakes. It's easy to make. Give me Tony, Michael Johnson, 2025, please. Please. And please do it in California. Please do it in California. But yeah, that's a fight I'd love to see. I'd love to see Topuria versus Diego Lopez. I'd love to see that in 2025. Who else? Who else? There's not really anything I want to see at bantamweight, if we're being honest. At flyweight, there's so many fights I want to see. I want to see Manel Kape versus Pantoja. I want to see Manel Kape versus Kai France. I want to see Brandon Royval Moreno 3. Or maybe 4. Would that be 4? I want to see Kaya Sakura versus Manel Kape again. There's a lot at flyweight I want to see. At women's bantamweight and featherweight, Kayla Harrison. I need to see her fight for the belt. I need to see her against Juliana. Juliana should not be the champion. Raquel should be the champion. So I want to see that fight. I want to see Valentina versus Rose. No, I don't. They're friends. I don't want to see it. I want to see Valentina retire in 2025. That's what I want to see. Yeah. She's been fighting for so long, dude. So long. Valentina Shevchenko has been fighting for so fucking long, dude. We need to give her one last fight and end it, man. I don't want to see her be one of those champs that stays around until someone hammers her out. I want to see her, I want to see her end on top with a beautiful story. Been fighting Muay Thai, kickboxing, K1, MMA for all these years and at the top for all this time in multiple divisions. I just want to see her end it on top. So that's what I want to see for Valentina. I want to see Mackenzie Dern become champion. I want to see Tatiana Suarez become champion, which should happen because I think her versus Weili is next. I want to see Dakota Dacheva go to the UFC in 2025. I want to see Paulina Wisniewska go up to the Champion Series in the PFL in 2025. I want to see Gabriel Braga become a champion in the PFL in 2025. I want AJ McKee to make a big comeback in 2025. It seems like he's taken a big dip since his fights with Patricio Pitbull. Yeah. There's a lot of things I want to see in 2025, guys. A lot of things. A lot of things. But yeah, that does it for me, guys. That does it for me. That's it. That's the show. That's the last show of the year. I had to get you guys out so you have a little time to eat and shit before football, do your things, you know? But there you go. Shout out to our sponsor, W.GG. Use promo code one more round. Sponsors, hit me up. I like free shit. I better have some sponsors in 2025 other than W.GG. I better get some glass sponsors. I better get some rolling paper sponsors. I better get some bud sponsors. I better get a beer sponsor too. I need a beer sponsor in 2025. I need all that. I need all the money. Shout out to Mr. Hanky behind me. Yeah. Oh yeah. Shout out to our sponsor, W.GG. Use promo code one more round, 10% off. Yeah. And yeah, that does it for the show, guys. You know, scan the QR code below. Main card minute on your left, one more round on your right. You know, sub to the channel. Get us up. Get us up. We're trying to become big. We're trying to, you know, we're trying to become an everyday show. I'm trying to get to that level. Let's do it. Don't forget to follow on social, Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, all that. Email the show, one more round fights at gmail.com. Send me your wins. I want to see how much you won. I want to see that shit. Send that. I want to see it. Again, I'm your host, Gav. I'll be here every Sunday in 2025, bringing you MMA news, bets, picks, tips, tricks, all that shit. You already know. But that does it for me, guys. That does it for me. Happy holidays. Merry Christmas. Happy New Year. If I don't see you guys for the Combat Companion. And thank you for becoming part of the channel and being a friend with us this year. Hopefully we grow even more and faster in 2025. Don't forget to tell your friends to like and subscribe. And we'll be back. Thanks again. Peace.